you ready, Tugboat?
Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Cowan. This is The Living Joke. Let me get the right show. Um, Welcome, everybody. I want to remind everyone before I add the guys and we get started, to follow us on social media, TLJ_joke, absolutely everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We've been doing very well on TikTok. My little video last week in dessert reading Joan Crawford's Writer has done very well, among a bunch of other videos. And we now have gaming content on there. We finally got all the stuff figured out to be able to go live, and so that's really exciting. And so we're doing lives on TikTok, which is really exciting. So make sure to follow us over there, and there will be gaming content from Will and Connor at different times. So if you follow us, it'll tell you when we're on. To get all the links for everything, including my Twitch channel, Connor's Twitch channel, Rumble, all that fun stuff, our Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. One of the new things we're going to do for Substack only subscribers is you get access to our Discord, and pretty soon here, once a couple of you get going, like Aura the Red, who's become our biggest fan of the show, we're going to have Discord debriefs afterwards. He always messages us on Discord afterwards, so we're going to start doing little debrief sessions and things like that. Some dedicated Discord only gaming streams. So head over to Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com, and sign up. You can start for free to get the content, and if you want Discord access and fun stuff like that, $8 a month, or you can pay annually. It's all fine and well, but we are, as I've said, starting to really develop that. So you want to hang out with us, $8 a month, and we're yours. So let me get the guys. This is the wrong overlay for this segment, but we'll learn to live without it. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. That's the correct overlay for this segment. Hi guys, how we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
We're doing all right. So, for the icebreaker, I want to dive into some good but gaming related news. This is exciting. Yes. So we have the founder of Fortnite, a very nice guy. What is even this guy's name? His last name is Sweeney. But he's one of the creators of Fortnite. Tim Sweeney is his name, and he has been buying 50,000 acres of North Carolina forest for preservation purposes. He bought a 7,000 acre stretch of the Blue Ridge foothills. He bought the Box Creek Wilderness, and it has lots of rare and threatened species and all this sort of thing. And he has just really been buying up all this land to do conservation. And he's looking at creating a legal structure so that it will forever remain in conservation and cannot be developed. So if you are a gamer and you've spent money on Fortnite and you also care about all the little creatures of the forest, I have good news for you. All that money you spent buying battle passes and skins and whatnot has gone to making sure Bambi has a home to live in North Carolina. So I thought we would,
Bird.
yes, we would start with some good news for the planet and all this type of thing. So gaming has helped save the world.
Bambi,
So
I didn't know you could fly.
Bird. I'm as much as I may not fit the part, I am a little bit of a tree hugger myself. So I'm always happy to hear when there's preservation efforts, conservation efforts going on for wildlife and all the flora and fauna. But you said there's what did you say? Threatening species? Is he building Jurassic Park?
No,
What did,
species threatened.
oh,
Species that are
threatened
threatened.
species. Oh, it
Yes.
came out as threatening species. What kind of species are they? Is Mothman
Yeah,
there? Sasquatch?
yes. Well, because it was how it was written. So it says here, Sweeney paid $15 million for Box Creek Wilderness, a 7,000-acre stretch in the Blue Ridge foothills containing 130 rare and threatened species. I
Okay.
did not speak clearly. And it had been
It was
owned by
probably just my
developers
earphones.
previously.
It's
So
probably just my connections. I'm having technical issues. I mean, not right now, but like just today, I've had technical issues.
yeah. So no, I know I figured it would be, like I said, it was a good thing, kind of a nice, happy, uplifting moment to start with. And like I said, gaming has helped save the planet because we bought all their Fortnite crap and he bought land. So
Head
and now it
head
will be preserved.
conservationist Chris Pratt
Yes.
from
Yes, yes,
from Jurassic, North Carolina.
yes. Yes. So so yeah, so I thought we'd start off with that because it was just a lovely little, little anecdote. And
Oh God.
yeah, and just something that was really, really fun and a little bit uplifting, especially, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. It's super tough out there. So to hear something that like good is happening, is nice. And, a billionaire doing something for good is also a nice thing as well. So I thought we would start off on that. But transitioning right into segment one, Nvidia has dropped their new graphics card, and it's well, hang on.
Now, see, I didn't look at the doc before today. I had in mind what I wanted to do, but I happened to see something about this last night. So this is funny that you're you're bringing this up.
Well, I really do try to book good topics for us, and I do put out the effort to produce. But
Can't wait.
so, let me put us over on video and get rid of this camera and journal overlay and bring in Connor and Will. There we go. And Connor, Will, let me align you. There you go. So let me now that we're all set, you know what? Before I say anything, I'll just play the video. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, this one's a genuine improvement, but
Well, look at where Starfield started. Any improvement would be helpful. Now this looks kind of cool. It's
yeah,
very lifelike.
that didn't look lifelike. Ooh.
That doesn't, but the shot before did.
Ooh, no, yeah.
So this is the new DLSS 5, is an AI powered breakthrough in visual fidelity for games coming this fall. It infuses pixels with photorealistic lighting and materials, bridging the gap between rendering and reality. And so I watched it a couple times, and I'm kind of like Like the Starfield looks better. The Hogwarts Legacy looks weird. I think the FIFA looks pretty good, but I knew you two would have thoughts. So let's hear those.
May I?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I kind of hate that. I kind of hate this thing. Everybody's like, if I feel like people are gonna look back and be like, "Will hates everything." No, I don't. But that is, I mean, there has to be like an end to this photorealism stuff. Like, it's getting creepy. And especially as somebody like myself who enjoys playing video games for escapism, I'm like, I don't want to see like the the pretty boy filter of like, I don't know, whatever stupid, it's like Joel XX whatever on Snapchat filter over my like games, like, because this is the road this is going to go down. Is they're going to see if this is a hit, and it probably will be, because I mean, regardless of how the public feels about it, these things are going to sell like gangbusters in all kinds of different fields. um but yeah, you need two 5090s to run this currently on a specific motherboard. But anyway, if it goes down this road, you're going to start seeing like less effort put into actually making the games, and they're just going to be like, oh, okay, we can just throw a filter face over it, over like a skeleton, a motion tracked skeleton, and call it a day. And it's like there's really doesn't seem it feels creatively bankrupt now that we're having other things make our characters look how it thinks they should look, not how the creator thinks it should look. That's my piece.
I was laughing because I was wondering what you were doing with your hand, and I didn't realize tugboat was there because it's black on black until what was under your hand moved, and then the ears peeked up onto your neck, which is white, and I'm like, oh, that's tugboat.
Tugboat.
It's Tugboat.
I'm over
I'm
here
like-
blubbing. That's what I was doing.
I'm like, what is he doing with his hands? I don't get it. It was the cat. It was the cat. Hello.
Bo
Big
spawned a tail.
I am a furry.
I don't
Connor,
really
any
get
thoughts?
I think, there's games that could like benefit from this, but I don't play those games or care about those games. And honestly, even if I did, I wouldn't like pay that much attention to like my character's face. The aesthetic shit I like in games is like how your spells look and stuff. Part of why I love World of Warcraft, like all the abilities look cool. Shit doesn't need to be more realistic. I think Will and I have both hit on this dozens of times. Like, I don't think it's what gaming's meant to be about, and there's just, it seems like, I know this is not like a direct game developer doing this, and it's the computer like system or creator, but it just feels like all companies, gaming companies and shit like this, are doing everything possible to improve gaming aside from the one thing that would improve gaming, which is just putting love and effort into the games and trying to make a fun game.
Yeah, or like paying their creators well and giving them decent time frames.
That's not going to increase next quarter's bottom line, though.
Well, damn it.
No, I'm just saying, no, I'm bouncing off Connor's point to be kind of like, Connor, you're 110% right. The problem is you've got this corporate ownership in gaming now, where that's not the conversation being had. It's this because this will make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Which is quite depressing. I will say I was.
Oh yeah.
Now I am kind of in contrast to you two. I thought this was pretty spectacular as a City Skylines player. Not that I have the equipment to run this or will anytime soon, but like I was kind of like, oh, the cities I could build if they looked like that. Like I could like build like in terms of just like it's like that much. I mean, you could build some really spectacular stuff, you know, with that sort of, you know, rendering ability and all this type of thing. So it's like the lighting, which is like people already do great and amazing things in City Skylines, the first one, which is old now. And all this sort of thing. And people have built Mars colonies. People, there was one guy that recreated a town in East Germany, like from the end of World War II to the fall of the Berlin Wall, and changed it, moved everything. I'm kind of like, the street textures would be so amazing. The pictures on the rendering of the cars would be so beautiful. The rendering of the people would be so amazing. Like, it's like I was just kind of wowed by the whole thing. But I think both of you bring up excellent points for different reasons. The photorealism is just way too much and it takes you out of the game, which is a fair criticism. And Connor's point that, we could just have much better games with people that actually care, you know, that old canard.
Oh. I'd like to point out one thing from the video. If you would go back, it's right kind of in the beginning with the blonde girl from Resident Evil 9, Grace. Yeah, if we can let it play, and then when the DSS filter goes over it.
Yeah.
So you see the street light in the back? Okay, now pause it.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to full screen this real quick.
Yep.
It's blocking off where I want it. Where the overlay is blocking off where I need it to be. Where I need to see.
Oh, our overlay? Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on.
Yep. There we go. Okay, so you can see this. There's the street light before on the left, or on the right, and now on the left here, this is DLSS on, and the street light doesn't even have a job anymore because the lighting in this scene has now gotten rid of the photorealistic AI lighting has now gotten rid of the atmospheric lighting meant for the outdoors. See?
Yeah, and it's also, there's less light. Yeah, there's less light even coming from that window. Like,
yeah. It doesn't do it doesn't. I feel like this is just early, obviously, but like still, I think they just kind of wanted to show off the fact that, oh look, it can do this now, but that's not coming to the general consumer anytime soon. I do think though, like, I mean, the character models with the filters over them, I think they look great. I mean, this does look like a real person you'd see in the real world, like no doubt. And it looks relatively well done as far as like, I mean, I don't know much about AI. I'm not an expert or anything, but it looks good for AI. But it's the other things that take away from that for me. Plus, I just don't need to look at real people in video games. I want to know that they're video game characters.
Yeah,
Leon, he's so sexy, and now he's got stage lighting wherever he goes.
Well, yeah, I was about to mention, like, now that you kind of mention it, this man is being lit by a light source that isn't there. Like,
yeah.
It's like it's the old trick, except now there's less moving parts that people can see, because they would just put the sun behind the camera for shadow effects in old games.
Yeah.
To follow like over the top or third person games or whatever. They would just adjust the sun to be like the camera or whatever.
And by the way, if you're watching this and you want to see Will play this game, it's on our Rumble, by the way.
Yeah, and I will be playing it again. I'm going to attempt to learn the speed run of this.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. So I just wanted to promo you real quickly to be kind of like, we play. It's like, oh my goodness, we're talking about something relevant, and it's been played. Yes. Will played this game, so go to our Rumble and watch the whole footage. So it's good. But yeah, no, it was actually funny now that you mentioned, like, yeah, there actually is kind of a weird lighting thing that I hadn't really noticed before. Because
I agree, though, it would be beautiful in City Skylines or something like that, like simulation games.
Yeah, I would love to see City Skylines on that hardware. That would be really fascinating. Even City Skylines 2 would be beautiful. I would, not that STO has the game engine for this because it's so old, but one of the newer like Star Trek Beyond games, I would love to watch a full spread of phasers and torpedoes on this hardware. I think I literally might have an orgasm in my pants. But it would be a little crazy. But yeah, it was just something to like. People are talking about it. I thought we should get into the conversation of all this stuff. I know you guys would have thoughts. I think, AI taking this stuff and basically looking at the image and then upping the resolution and kind of, basically photo editing, basically photoshopping your game as it's being played on hardware is, one, absolutely insane. And for two, I think it does change the mood of the game. Now that you mention it, Will, that's a point I was kind of all on board, and now I'm kind of like, you bring up good points. So
I want to see how like funny a World of Warcraft orc or some shit would be with this overlaid on top of
it. He looks like he's gonna look like the old woman from Harry Potter there that they show.
Oh,
Sug in 4K.
Yeah, Sug.
It's like the Borg now in 4K.
Borg K.
Exactly, Borg K. Yeah. I think it would be very, very interesting. Very interesting to see, different things. But it is also. I also kind of wonder like how accurate it is. Like if it like hallucinations, things like that. That'd be an interesting. Because someone with too much money who doesn't know how more money than what's good for them is gonna buy this and is gonna get gameplay with it, all this type of thing. And I kind of wonder like how is the AI gonna screw things up? Because AI is not always accurate. So
Asmongold and PewDiePie are the two that come to mind that would buy this.
Yes. Yes.
Probably Jacksepticeye, friend of the show, Jacksepticeye.
Yes.
I'll be skipping that show. No.
All right, Jack.
I'm sick of that episode.
It's like, hey, Jacksepticeye, thank you so much for talking about the living joke. So, Will and Connor chose not to show up today, so it's just you and me because I'm the only one that consented to speak to you.
It's the top of the morning to you, laddies. No, thank you.
No, for longtime listeners of the show will remember when we first started our podcast network, shout out Suit Media, sent me a list of people to potentially try to have on the show, and at the top of the list was Jacksepticeye, and I said no immediately and sent the list back and said try again. And then I told the guys later, I said I didn't even show it to you because it was absurd. And I told them, I said, tell you how absurd it was, the first entry was Jacksepticeye, and everyone burst out laughing, and I'm like, and this is why I sent it back immediately and said, no, you have to try again. So,
yes, for a brand new podcast, Jacksepticeye would be the perfect first guest.
We'd only done 2 episodes, maybe, or 3 episodes. Yes, so... Yeah, it's like we're at the level we're at. We had Brian McWilliams last week from Workforce. That was great. We had Hillary, the lovely science teacher. That's our level. We're not ready for Jacksepticeye, and we also don't really want him here. But so we're not ready for that yet. But no, someone's gonna buy this, and I think something hilarious will end up going wrong with it, and there'll be patches and all this type of thing. But
I wonder if it'll improve 1348 ex voto.
There's nothing to save that game. That's already.
Well, they said it. Now they're
game.
saying it wasn't gay enough.
When in doubt, add more gay. So
what is this, Blizzard?
That's always been. That's always been our creative decision. Per the person who said the gay one always ruins the show. That's why this show works. When in doubt, we make it more gay.
One of us is gay, and I am not sure which. But I am going to find out.
After this, in a special segment, Will's gonna style someone's hair, and I sent Connor a complete set of Speedos. We're gonna have, but it's gonna get way more gay. Not really, but
yeah,
I'm just gonna go work on my house, and wow, it's. According to the WoW community, it's as gay as it gets.
Connor, the happy homemaker. Oh,
Come
which
here,
for
let
OGs
me
will know that's
braid
a.
your hair, you little spring ham. In that orange
Oh,
jumpsuit.
yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, speaking of WoW, funny you should mention that, Connor. We're now up to segment
No issue.
2, and we're gonna get a WoW Midnight Season Update 1 from Connor with some other gaming stuff. So take it away.
Yeah, preseason's over. Season 1 launched yesterday for World of Warcraft Midnight. We now have access to the 2 new raids. Delves are completely open. I mean, you could delve before, but now you can actually do like the different difficulties, and there'll be the. God damn it. I don't know. I don't remember what they're called. Certain delves get like procced every like hour or some shit like that to be to have special treasure. So you can go do that now.
Cool.
Checking if there's anything else that I missed. Raids, yeah, Mythic Plus rotation for dungeons and raids. New dungeons. No one cares about gearing, everybody has to do it. Oh, new world bosses. Lewis Shaw, Thornbelen, Predax, and Cragpine. Interesting.
I'm gonna crag your pine. Pine your crag.
But I mean, I haven't done any raids yet. Dungeons are fun. The best things about Midnight, in my opinion, are they've added a prey system where you go. Right now, it's exclusive to Midnight Zones. I don't know if they'll ever expand on that, but even within the Midnight Zones, it's fine. You go to like what's would be like a war campaign board for prey, and you select different objectives. The prey are like strong enemies that reward good gear, and then as you're out in the area that you've chosen doing a variety of things like world quest or finding treasures, you'll up your hunt progress. Your prey can also kind of like gank you out of nowhere. It'll ambush you. Makes you think more about what you're doing. Even if you're like just out doing open world PvP, if you have opted into a hunt in that area, you can get ambushed in the middle of PvP even.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
It's new, it's unique. It gives extra shit to do at the like once you're level 90. I mean, that's kind of what retail WoW is about. You're anything before max level is just you're leveling your character. And then the game starts on your max
That's
level.
when the game starts.
Yeah. But so it gives something good to do at level 90. The rewards are worthwhile. You're gonna get better gear. You're gonna get coffer key shards, which are really important for just the general rotation of what you're doing for weeklies and whatnot. And then the other improvement that I really love and really stands out to me is the dungeons that I've done, and I'm sure the raids will be the same, have been, I don't know if I should say harder overall, but they've put more demand on DPS classes to actually be mechanical. For a long time, if not the entirety of WoW's history, even in the last expansion and such, your job as a DPS was like stand there and hit your buttons in a dungeon. And you might run into one or two mechanics. Don't stand in the big obvious fire pit. Or boss spawns ads, kill the ads. And that's all you had to do, ever. As a DPS, where tanks and healers have always had more demand, more mechanics to deal with, and also receive a lot of hate, I feel like, because a lot of DPS players don't ever try either of those roles, and they don't have any grasp on the fact that you actually have to like use your brain cells in instances. So then like they get mad at the tanks and healers a lot which is also hilarious because pretty much every time I've been in like a dungeon and we got wiped, and then I watched a DPS yell at the healer and tank, the reason we got wiped was because either myself, DPS, or one of the other DPSs didn't do one of the two fucking mechanics that we have to do, like kill and add. And then they blame the tank.
It is the tank's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the tank's fault, right? Or the healer's
As someone
fault.
who plays tank, I hate people that complain because it's like, yeah. Anyway, continue, Connor.
Yeah. So now DPS have a lot more demand. The dungeons and raids just feel more difficult overall. A lot more than just kind of standing there and doing whatever and not using your brain at all. It's also made things more difficult. Like now it's a lot worse though when you get into a instance with a group of people that don't know what they're doing. Now you will, before, before if the DPSs didn't know what they were doing, it's like, okay, kind of whatever, you were probably going to make it through. Now you will 100% get wiped every time if every player is not doing their mechanics. Skip that. I don't really want to talk about that.
Whatever it was, it's not relevant now.
I was going to talk about getting back in the PoE too, but I don't really have much to say aside from, like, it's been fun. They upgraded Druid and playing Werewolf.
Please pardon my ignorance. What is PoE2?
Path of Exile 2.
Ah.
It's the best to compare it to that a lot of people will know is Diablo, the Diablo franchise.
Oh.
But with a little more openness and versatility in what you can create for your characters. And overall, I actually just like the design of the game and the enemies a lot better. The bosses are way more fun, I think, than I experienced. I mean, I played Diablo 3. Diablo 3 was amazing. And then I played Diablo 4, and Diablo 4 is a bag of garbage. Really sad to see such a crazy, drastic change. I mean, they bombed it.
I really hated to see $75 go out the window.
Yep.
It's a sad thing.
I haven't even finished it. You guys, like, because we all bought it, and then, like, I worked at the time, and then you guys all, like, blazed through it, and then you guys told me it was shit, so I just never played it.
Yeah.
So
I remember. Sad times.
Sad times. Well, just like in League of Legends, though, what you were saying with WoW, just like in League of Legends, it's always the jungler's fault.
Which is almost never the case.
Jungle diff, as they say now. Jungle.
Yep. Yeah. Always the jungle's fault.
I mean, getting the buffs in the right order is very helpful, but that's not going to compensate for the fact that top's not doing its job or mid collapsed. Sorry, jungle's not going to solve that problem for you. So, but anyway.
If you fed 0 and 10 in your lane, your jungle probably can't help you anymore. So
yeah. That would be tied, like, early in the match. I'm like, I'm not even going back down there.
There's one thing that always gets me, like, overall, the least you can do is not die. It's not that hard, really, to not get killed. I hate going into matches in League, and it's like 2 minutes in, and you've just seen allies been killed, like 5, 10 times over.
I know, even I'm not that bad, I die a lot. Like,
when people try to, they're like, oh yeah, go in, like, invade the jungle, and then they run away after we start attacking them, and then I get caught out, and it's like, why would you, why every time you do this, you are disgraceful.
Yeah, it's no, it's a quite quite sad.
I'm gonna ping you 100 times to come help me, and then as soon as you're here for the fight, I'm gonna flash in the opposite direction and still get killed.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's or sometimes you're looking around and it's kind of like, what are they doing down there? Oh my goodness. Like, it's like, yeah, it's just a terrible thing. But you had a free Steam game, BAP. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, this pop, I don't even know why it popped up. I think I saw it on YouTube or something, but came up, was for free, so I tried it out. I mean, I just wanted to shout out for a free game, pretty fun game. It's like a kind of small battle arena. You can do teams, you can do free-for-alls. I think it's up to 8 players. Yeah, we got some video up on the screen. It's all PvP, and I really like it because I feel like another game we were just talking about, League of Legends, I feel like the characters kind of feel like MOBA characters. So if you've played League or maybe played Dota, shit like that, you're probably going to pick up at least one character really quick. And then, like the quote-unquote like trope of this game is that between rounds or in the beginning, you get different augments that you can choose from, which they were kind of just showing right there for a second. That'll affect your character in tons of different ways. Some of them are character specific, and then there's a large generic pool that'll affect, anything, attack speed, defenses, whatever you're going for. Not hard to find, matchmaking takes a little while, but I didn't have any. Within 10 minutes, probably always, I found a group of people trying to play. It's still a pretty new game, I think, and the matches don't last too long either. Probably same to fine. Probably go to 10 minutes back and forth, depending on if a team is snowballing or not. It might take a little longer. But I think the variety of we've played other games like this. Right now, League of Legends has a mode in it, Mayhem.
Hell yes.
Where you get to select augments that are going to affect your character differently. And as far as the kind of multitude and uniqueness in the augments, I think this game shines, especially with the character-specific ones. They're pretty fun. But go get it. Good free game to play with your friends.
Yeah, I'm interested to play it with you because I did download it.
Nice.
I will download it. We'll do a stream here soon. It looks fun. So
yeah,
seems fine. So, but yeah, excellent.
Maybe if Matt will get it, we'll do some 4-player free-for-alls or something on a stream. It'd be cool.
Do some foreplay.
Yeah.
Some
if
foreplay.
Little foreplay with the boys.
Yeah, if we can play a little bit later in the evening, 8:30ish, I could get my buddy Tim from out west to play with us as well. So
oh boy.
Yeah. So
yeah.
We just gotta wait a little bit because he has to get off work. He's 3 hours behind us. We gotta wait for him to get off work and go home. But yeah, so cool. Excellent. Yeah, no, looks super fun. So very cool. I'm gonna quickly, Connor, if you're done, I'm gonna do a little AoE update before we get into.
Yeah, let's move along, brother. I'm all good.
Good. So little AoE update for any Age of Empires mobile players. We are. It's been the game has been interesting as of late. We've had a lot of cross server stuff, and it's just been I've actually been having a little bit of a debate because the game is so dominated by whales, mostly from China, that it's getting a little frustrating to play. A lot of people have left the game. There's a lot of servers that are dead or nearly so, and in April there's a big server migration coming up where if there's not enough people on your server, you're going to have a chance to move elsewhere to a more popular server, sort of thing. And some servers are going to get eliminated when everybody leaves from them. And so new alliances will get reformed, and people will join new alliances, and new stuff will get built, and there'll be new competition, all this type of thing. But it's been a very interesting place in the game. I did have a good experience last night. There's a new event called Starfall Vane, where you go and you mine and kill things and all this type of thing with your armies. And I did very well. I placed second out of about 55. Which was very good, and got a metric ton of rewards because I placed second, sort of thing. So that was good and a lot of fun. But it's a very interesting kind of time in the game. Someone told me that the game rewards patience. It's not a fast sort of, getting anything going. I'm like, I've been playing since last August. I've been playing this game 7 months now. And I guess that's not patient enough, sort of thing. So
It's called patiently entering your credit card number into the microtransaction slot.
and that's actually exactly what it's saying. I'm kind of like, or you just spend a lot of money. That's
Yep.
the key learning here. So
What do the
it's-
pay to win people have access to that people that are just not spending their money on the game don't?
I wouldn't say they have access to anything special. It's the volume of stuff you can get. So when you buy more speed ups, you can build troops faster, level up buildings faster, all that type of thing. You can buy resources so that you can make more things more quickly, especially in research, because how good your troops are depend on what level your armies are at. When you can blast through a 75 technology tree very quickly and have the best troops in the game quickly, that's obviously going to be very different than those of us who are dutifully building things up over time because we're not spending a ton of money on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say if somebody's really into mobile gaming, at minimum, like if you really want to spend, you know what, take some time, play the game for a while, see if you really like it. If you really like it, maybe buy a microtransaction here and there. That's fine. But if you're legit like into mobile games or you're looking to get into mobile gaming, if you want to like actually if you care about having the competitive edge or whatever, it's like minimum $100 entry point to have even a start.
No, there's some people in the Chinese Alliance on our server that spend $1,000 a month on this game. I am horrified. That's a mortgage
insane.
payment. I'm like, if I had that to blow on a game, I would go buy a new car immediately. Like, sort of like, it's like, that's so far down my money tree, it's not even funny.
So they're just playing Sun in the Sky over there and letting it ride.
Yeah, exactly. It's just kind of crazy, and I think to me there's also a game balancing issue in terms of, okay, so people can buy their way to the top. That's cool. Make the top less powerful. I shouldn't, when I'm 2 levels away from them, I'm tier 6, they're tier 8. They should not be able to touch me and I die. That's absurd. There should be at least a little bit of, I'm gonna lose, but at least let me fight a little bit before I lose. Whereas oftentimes at a certain level, they literally, you confront them and that's 100,000 troops gone, dead, you're going home. And that's a little bit absurd. And so it just makes it sometimes makes it hard. As much as I still enjoy it, I'm starting to fall out of love with it. And I don't know. I honestly don't know how much longer I'm going to be into it. I guess that's kind of the sad part of this update is I may be leaving it behind. I've re-downloaded Guild Wars. So,
oh no.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I downloaded and installed. I said this last week. I logged into my character. I went through all the shit they sent me in the 6 years I haven't logged in. And I'm ready. I'm ready to party. So
2 or OG?
2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does OG even have live servers still?
No, the servers have been shut down for years.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I've been looking at some of the expansion. I own one of the expansions, Heart of Thorns. I'm looking at the other 2 for a package deal sort of thing. It's so I might be getting back into Guild Wars, which is gonna be an experience and a half. But just trying to
Just
catch up with everything, and so much has changed. And so.
a quick absurd fact for viewers talking about pay to win games, and
Yeah.
since we were just talking about the Diablo series too, I always like to bring up Diablo Immortal when it comes to pay to win games. And just reading right now, Diablo Immortal accounts fully quote unquote maxed out with maximum resonance and top tier gems can cost between 100,000 to over 550,000 US dollars.
Excuse me?
Buy a
Yeah.
house. That's unacceptable.
That's
Buy a
insane.
house.
And you
Buy a
idiots
house.
will go out there, you Blizzard idiots will apologize for it. Be like, oh,
That's insane.
content is worth it.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Imagine having a Diablo account that has the value of a whole house, 4 walls and a roof, and pipes and
Yeah.
toilets and floors. Like
That's more than my house. Like, for people, like, I'll just say, like, I have not a crazy home. It's a modest middle class home, probably at the time. It was built in '57, but it's a 4-bedroom Cape house in Connecticut, and that's twice the value of my house.
we could pay off
is
this
that
house and buy
Diablo
the
account.
neighbors.
We could, like, that's double my mortgage.
Yeah, to have one maxed character on your account.
Yeah.
That's roughly what. Now that I'm
Just
reading
for
more,
one.
players say to have one max character would cost roughly over $500,000.
Oh my god.
That is my entire student loan debt times 4. That's all of my loan debt times 4. Like,
Wow.
yeah. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. We got to
That's
stop the
absolutely insane.
microtransaction nonsense.
No, it's no
Taking a stand.
and that's the sad thing is I love the Age of Empires franchise. I do. And I have enjoyed playing this game and I've kind of been obsessed with it. Like I play every day. I check it when I wake up. I check it before I go to sleep. All this type of thing. But it's the pay to win thing is kind of killing it. I get it now. I always thought people who complained about pay to win were just kind of complaining. No, it's actually a problem. Like it's a real problem. It's a problem, and I'm like I said, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna engage. Like it may be time to just leave that when the server change comes and I have to go to a new server and get into a new alliance. That may be my moment to just be kind of like, yep, uninstalling. Time to
Welcome
go
to
spin up
Li
Guild Wars.
Zhongmei server.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Welcome to Zhongfang server. It's like,
Yeah.
And I mean, you're gonna run into the same shit on every server.
Yes, and that's why I say, honestly, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think in April next month, when server change comes up, that'll be my time to be done. I think.
Kill it.
My time with AoE mobile grows short, so this
it.
may be the very last one. The last time I bite on the end of Connor's gaming segment to talk about AoE, but yeah, it's I think my time with the game grows short. So anyway, Will, you've walked away at a very terrible moment because
I'm right here.
We're about ready for Will Tells a Story.
My tugboat, Great Leader, is very demanding. Yes, so I'm going to tell a story. Now I have a couple different stories that would you guys like to hear? The one about which do you guys think, the museum or the adult toy store story?
Adult toy store. Is that a question?
I thought I would ask.
Let's go with adult toy store.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit of background. I used to work at a place called Amazing Intimates and Smoke. And it's, which is funny because they don't sell smoke products anymore in Connecticut. So all the signs haven't changed. But anyway, it's your typical adult sex toy shop. You have your different magazines and DVDs and whatnot. But what was unique about this place, and I didn't know this before I worked there, before I applied there, is they have a theater in the back, but it's not like a theater, like a movie theater, like an AMC. It's like a bunch of small booths. So there's like 28 booths in there, and people go in there and they can masturbate, and or they can have a friend in there, which is technically like it's like allowed but not allowed. It's a gray area. Basically, as long as the door is, this was the rule. I kid you not, the rule was as long as the door is closed and nothing's being seen on camera, they can do whatever. Okay. So yeah, people go there. It's mainly a gay man hookup spot. There's lots of dudes that come there to suck or get sucked, and or more. Yes, tugboat. We also sell drugs. Not re- not really, like, but like whippets. They sold whippets there.
Oh yeah.
We also sold a bunch of things. There's this stuff, poppers. Cam knows what poppers is.
Yeah.
It's a derivative of like acetone, and it gives you a head rush and it loosens up your booty hole.
Amyl nitrate. We back in the day we used to
It's
call it
amyl nitrate.
we used to call it VHS head cleaner because that's what its original purpose
Yeah, head
was.
cleaner.
Yeah, so back in the day, like when I was much younger than I'm not right now, you'd go into the shop and you couldn't ask for it by saying poppers. So the code was go in and ask for the VHS head cleaner, and then they would hand you a little bottle that says Rush on it or White Lightning or whatever.
Yeah, we had the big seller one was Jungle Juice.
Mhm.
That was
Ooh,
one,
yeah.
and
That it's very harsh. It gets right into your sinuses. It kind of
yeah,
hurts if you do too much.
like the big thing. We sold a lot of those. But the other one was this thing called Maximum something. I don't remember. It's like Maximum Shot or whatever. But it was quite literally VCR head cleaner, but with a different label on it.
Oh, I actually
And you
have a bottle of Jungle Juice on my desk. I'm not going to actually throw the label because
oh,
we're in trouble, but that is what's behind my hand.
that's
That
funny.
Yeah. So,
With these actual VCR head cleaners, these solvents, and it's the kind that you can either turn it upside down if you're hardcore and inhale it that way, but you're supposed to, if you're huffing things, you're supposed to put it in a bag and breathe in and out and whatever.
or put a few drops in a sock or a rag.
Oh yeah, that works too.
Or
Well,
a
anyway.
guy's underwear. That's another. Anyway,
Ooh.
this is too gay. Continue with
Oh.
your story.
We got to save this for the sexy episode.
Yeah.
When we do the sexy episode. So this guy would come in and he would buy, no lie, he'd buy like 8 of them at a time, at a clip, and they were about like $20 a piece. Like, so he'd drop like $200 on this, go get ripped in his car, and he'd bring a bottle back in with him, and just become just zoned out, sucking whatever, which is great for him, living his best life, moisturized, nourished, flourishing.
Thriving. Yeah.
But he's an older gentleman. Most of the people there were older. And but they had told me a story. They're like, "Oh, you got to watch out for that guy that buys the solvent, because we found him out, like, passed out in his car one time with the door open, like drooling and shit, and we had to kick him off the property." And I'm like, okay. Well, anyway, I only realized it was him afterwards, when my story happens. He comes in, like I said, does the usual thing. He goes back there. He's back there maybe like an hour, and he's hanging out in the hallway, kind of waiting to see if any new faces come around or what. I don't know, but looking for another hookup. And he takes a big. You see him on the camera. He takes a big, 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 fat rip of this solvent, right? Holds it, lets the air out. He takes one step and then falls smack dead on his face. And he hits so hard that, like, actually, when he went face down, his feet came up off the ground and his shoes fell off. That's how hard this man fell to the ground.
Fucking cartoon shit.
It was wild watching it live on the third. Actually, no, I wasn't even seeing it live. I watched it on the camera afterwards. But the fucking security guy calls me and he's like, "Hey, did you know somebody just passed out back there?" And I was going in my car to get my fucking bag, my EMS bag, and I'm like, but how I first noticed it, Lurch comes out. Lurch goes there. He's like 6'7". He goes there to suck. And Lurch comes out. He's like, "Hey, somebody's passed out back there." And I'm just, "Oh, Jesus." And I go and get my bag, come back in, and the guy is still on the floor. And I'm like, "Hey, buddy, you all right?" And he gets up and he's like all startled and jumpy or whatever. And I'm like, "It's all right. Take it easy." He's got his glasses, cut the bridge of his nose and shit. And he he gets up and he's like, "Oh, I got to get out of here." I'm like, "No, no, 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 you don't. You sit right there." So I had to manhandle direct this man like a baby, a very high baby, over to sit in the in the in the stall, in one of the jerk off stalls. And so I'm in there giving him a little medical evaluation. And just check. I gave him a little antibiotic cream for his fucking thing. I'm like, "Dog, you would fall on the jizz stained floor. Like, you would fall on the grossest floor in all of Connecticut, probably." And so I'm like, "Do you want me to call 911?" And he's like, "No, no, I'm okay." And I'm like, "Is there anybody you want me to? Can I call anybody to pick you up?" He's like, "No, don't call anybody." Like, "Okay, all right, I won't call anybody." I was like, "All right, but you sit here for like 10 minutes, please. And if you need to get out of here, don't drive off right away. Make sure you're good to drive." Like, I don't get paid enough to be this man's keeper at that time. But yeah, so he got up, tootled off in his car. I was like, "Oh, hopefully he doesn't kill anybody on the way home." Oh, Jesus Christ. The reason though that he was so was so startled and like agitated when I said, "Do you want me to call anybody?" is because a lot of people's gay lives are secret, even though they're older, like twice as old as us. And you'd think probably they wouldn't have had a problem with it, but there's a lot of people who were married in that time that that just wasn't allowed. So you had to keep it on the download because you couldn't get divorced or whatever. There was that. So anyway, yeah, a lot of these people here, married to women, men would come to hook up there. And yeah, some would do it because they said, their wife, they said, "We can get things done here that our wives won't do," was one of the things I heard. And
$1 for every time.
Oh yeah.
Very well, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, so that, or some people just like it. For some people are single and want to have fun, and some people just for even some of the guys, it's kind of like their only hangout spot. They go and they have coffee, suck each other off, and I don't know, go bowling afterwards. I don't know. Oh, that's my one story about the sex shop. I have another short one, if I may.
Of course.
This gentleman comes in to the sex shop, and we called him creepy because he used to come in or actually no, we called him Boy Chaser. That's big, tall, very muscular, in shape, black guy. Very nice, but like anytime somebody would come into the store to buy a ticket for the back or whatever, anytime somebody new would come in the store, he'd be like right behind them, like almost on their heels, like that scene in Baki where fucking the guy's standing right behind him and nobody sees him. It's like he was like on his tail, like, "Oh my God, there's some fresh meat here. I'm gonna go and try to." But this would go on like 5 or 6 times. He'd be in and out of there, and me and Rich would joke, we're like, "Oh, got denied," because he'd go right back out in the parking lot. But he came in one time. I was rearranging the 32 pounds of pussy and ass toy on the shelf, and I bent over to pick it up off the ground, and he walks in and he goes, "Hey, big boy." I'm like, "Hey, how are you? You need here for a ticket?" Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't realize you worked here." Hey, big boy. But yeah, like I needed to squat down. I had to drop my weapon to pick up that fucking 32 pounds of pussy and ass. With hi-fi speaker system and haptic feedback. next to the Mr. Suck 390. Anyway, those are two of my sex shop stories. Try saying that 3 times fast.
No, that's no. I have a running joke. Be kind of like, Will, it's a real shame that you're not gay because you would be very popular. It would be yeah, that would be. So I'm not surprised at all. At all.
Yeah, you said I would clean up if I were gay.
Oh yeah, you no effort, absolutely none. Yeah, it would. Yeah,
No.
bottoms would just parade themselves in. Yeah, they would absolutely. It's and then I don't come Connor just walk into a gay bar without a shirt. That's literally all you have to do. Like I could just. Well, I used to I used to host a burlesque show thing. I'm like,
Tear 'em apart.
if I could just pick you two up to about like 2014 into a gay bar and just shove you inside, that would be all that would be required. It would, yeah.
That's like throwing a baby deer into a pack of lions.
But did
Connor's
you die?
over there fucking fighting snakes like Samuel L. Jackson.
Literally snakes too. Like
wrangling snakes.
Well, and I think the funny part with all that, with the first time I said that, is I'm kind of like, but you're presuming that you have to bottom. That no, they're looking for top. They'll probably be looking for a top. Like that's the funny part. So it's Anyway, gay culture is weird and funny.
Getting cruised.
Yeah. It's a very odd. A very odd thing, which I'm reminded of every time I post something online or whatever have you. I get very strange messages, especially from men from the Middle East. I don't know why, but I'm hot in Saudi Arabia.
Durka, bacala.
Exactly. Apparently, I myself might be able to stop the war in Iran just by showing up in a thong and not much else, which I've done on Instagram. But it's like I literally being like, all right, if you stop shooting each other, I'll just live here for a while. That sounds fine.
Well, I mean, the new Ayatollah is supposedly gay, so
I know that's the old Onion thing of like the gays must be preserved for national security. Like they're far too precious to send to the front line. We are a strategic resource, like oil and gas.
And everybody that thinks they're lying, Iran says Ayatollah, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ayatollah, so.
All right. Well, your two stories have saved us from having to talk about clavicular, which is fine.
Ooh, clavicular.
But for dessert, I have a really fun question that I found last night on TikTok, of all places. So, the question for our non-visual listeners is, hey, Star Wars fans, if you were part of the Jedi Council, what would you have done that would have prevented Anakin from turning to the dark side? And some people have taken this quite seriously, and some of the replies are quite interesting. Do you want me to read a few of those first?
Sure, read a couple replies. Why not?
Sure. All right. So, in the comment section, we have saved his mom. There was zero reason to leave her behind. Firstly, the Jedi should have rescued his mother and freed the other slaves. Second, Yoda should have started his training until both Anakin and Obi-Wan were older. Made him a member of the council and granted him the rank of master. Maybe keep him as far away from the most powerful politician in the Republic as possible. Let him talk about his feelings, let every response being stop having feelings. And just, yeah. So, and here's a good one. Defended Ahsoka when she was falsely accused. If we'd had our girls back, she wouldn't have left the Order. She's the only one who could call Anakin out on his bad behavior that he'd actually listened to. If Ahsoka had stayed, Anakin wouldn't have fallen. Which I thought was, of all the comments, there are 2,000. I only read the first few. I thought that was the most interesting one in light of the Clone Wars TV series. I thought that was interesting, but I thought I would open this up to discussion for dessert.
Well, I'd have to argue that throughout the series, the Force dictates balance and who is really on the side of the light and the dark. So from a real nerd perspective, there probably isn't anything that could have been done to stop Anakin from going to the dark side.
It was a lost cause before it started.
Yeah.
I was going to say something similar, though. I was going to say it was like, what would I have done? I mean, it's hard to say what would I have done differently than that would have prevented Anakin turning to the dark side. When if I were a Jedi in that era, nobody really knew that, everything just looks normal, except until like kind of towards the edge when he's like, oh yeah, Anakin's kind of edgy now, huh? And then everybody just is just like, la, 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 like looking at Jar Jar Binks or whatever. Nothing to see here. But if I would probably have listened, if I were Obi-Wan, I probably would have listened to that feeling that I had thinking that Anakin would be the death of me someday. Probably would have listened to that urge. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I think I would have been like, hey, that's not cool. That you. I would say that's not cool.
One of the other comments, there was actually quite a discussion about that he was with the wrong master, that Obi was too young and he should have been with Windu or Qui-Gon, which I thought was compelling.
I would agree with that. I could agree with that. I don't know if Mace Windu would have been the best. I feel like if we kept him with Yoda, that would have been cool. But I mean, Mace Windu being trained under Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu would be, dude. How much more baller would he be?
Yeah, no, I mean, I mean that's. I thought that was an interesting theory, but I think also the having him the thing about him being around Palpatine. I hadn't really thought of that till I read to the comments section, and I'm kind of like, actually, yeah, that's a huge problem. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Like, it, so there were multiple levels of failure in this whole thing that I think was interesting. But Connor, I knew you would come up with a very nerdy answer, and you're saying the Force is perfect. That is, you've met expectations today. I appreciate that. I was like, the Force decides. We have no power here. Like,
if I were actually in that world and I saw Anakin doing like, even if I were like a bystander, like saw him doing weird shit, I'd probably intervene because that's just the type of person I am. But I also people watch a lot. So that'd be like some things are more obvious to me than to other people. I'd be like, hey, he's kind of weird. And they're like, what? No, he's fine. As he's torturing like a mouse to death in the corner. He's so nice. He only hits me sometimes.
Uncle Anakin, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we know that's your lightsaber, Uncle Annie. Is it time for some training? Hey.
Yeah. Is it time for some more training with your special sword?
With your special sword. Do it. I think when Palpatine forced like the tipping point where he was like, "Oh yeah, I fucking got him," is when he kills Count Dooku.
Yes.
He's like, "Do it." And he's like, "The Jedi Council doesn't allow murder," and he's like, "Do it." And he's like, "Really?" And he's like, "Do it." And then he's like, "Okay," and it's like, "All right, I guess I'm evil now."
I do feel like Anakin was set up to fail at a certain point. I do feel like Anakin was set up to fail, and that the Jedi did it to themselves at a certain level. When I rewatched all the movies when I did my Star Trek versus Star Wars podcast episode over at the Cameron Journal podcast a couple years ago, and I'm like, to some degree, Anakin was set up to fail. Which kind of lends to Connor's theory that the Force was in charge of this the whole time and there's nothing that could have been done. Like,
that's true. The Force dictates all.
Yeah. So.
Well, look at how, even though it's kind of the opposite of the original movies, where now we have Anakin fully fledged as Vader and they're ruling the galaxy. Before that, the Sith were practically, I mean, they obviously existed, but it's kind of flipped. The Republic and the Jedi have massive control over the galaxy in the prequels.
Yeah.
And then Anakin's change shifts that balance the other direction.
Yeah, it's I think one of the interesting things that I think makes Star Wars a bit of a dynamic a dynamic universe is there are lots of people with great potential that never really reach that or get diverted to serve someone else's agenda, in terms of there's so much other bigger stuff going on that people sometimes haplessly fall into the plans of others without even knowing it, simply by them doing what they think is the right thing, which is a very compelling. Lucas is smart. That's a very common thing, you know.
I love that.
Yeah, you can be doing the right thing and someone can still exploit that for their own ends.
Yeah, anytime they're like, you know, I love those mind game type things where he's like, you've fallen into my trap. You've done exactly as I planned." And he's like, "But I thought that you needed the four things, so I destroyed them." "No, you idiot." And I love that. I love that storytelling.
Yeah, but I think, but here's the other thing: is from a storytelling perspective, it's an excellent defense against Mary Sue's. Like it is an excellent, you know, an excellent defense against that, because then it's like, yeah, despite them and their good intentions and them being so good and having all that main character energy, they can still unwittingly cause a lot of problems that they don't even know or understand because they're not looking at the bigger picture. You know, and then our main character maybe isn't so good, and that creates character depth that is much needed in many modern stories.
I think Anakin should have read the script.
Well, yeah, that always helps.
Known ahead of time.
Of course.
One last quick thing about Star Wars, on the comedic aspect, is a funny outtake from the prequels where Anakin's actor and Padme's actress are having like an argument, I guess you could call it, and what's supposed to happen is Anakin's supposed to grab her arm, and they argue for a minute, and then Padme says, "Let go of me." Well, in the outtake, Anakin's actor grabs her, but then like immediately lets her go. And then they go through about a minute of the argument, and then Padme's actress is still just like, "Let go of me."
Yes,
Stop
that's
astral projecting on me.
That I imagine it's no easy thing to act opposite Natalie Portman. So that's no easy thing, and she had a good bit of experience before she did those films, and he did not. I don't remember his name, but he did not, and so it's but I've seen that outtake on her, and it is absolutely hilarious. That happens in filming movies and theater all the time. Like it's a fun thing when it's like, no, your movements have to go along with the script. So to your point, to Will's point, Connor does it. Anakin didn't read the script. That's how he didn't.
That's what made me think of
it. So, all right, guys. Well, we gotta bring this to a close because I have a recording in 10 minutes. So,
good luck.
Thank you. Which will be my third recording or show today, which means I'm going to get done with it and collapse on the floor. So, final thoughts, guys, before we wrap things up?
Peace out. Have fun. Stay safe.
Good. All right, everybody. Don't forget to follow us on social media at TLJ_joke. Head over to Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. My name is Cameron. That's Connor. That's Will. This is The Living Joke. We will see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Adios.